Hey, what is going on? I hope you guys are doing amazing. Let me see if I can share this quickly, or I'll share it afterwards. I hope you're doing awesome. You're having a really good Wednesday. I've been doing Work With Me Wednesday over on Instagram like I always do, and I decided that I would share the love and send it over to Facebook as well, because it's that time of year where all of us are getting really, really excited. Hey Michelle, how's it going, girl? All of us are getting really excited about the new year, and I know it's not just me because I go totally crazy for new year planning, and there's this like type of real excited energy that we all start feeling and getting swept up in around October, November, and December. And we have these giant goals for January. And so I've been talking a lot lately with my clients and with other entrepreneurs about how they're going to actually achieve those big things that they want to achieve in 2019 and basically get everything that they want next year. And the more and more I talk about it, the more I've kind of distilled it down into these 5 key things that I think if you follow these 5 things, you can literally have whatever you want in 2019. So everything that your heart desires can be yours in 2019, and I'm going to show you how. So what I've decided to do is to create a little series between now and January. I'm going to be filming a video every single week right here and sharing with you the 5 things or the things that you can do to get everything you want in 2019. So if this is for some reason the first time that we're just meeting, hey, how the heck are you? My name is Alyssa Coleman, and I'm the creator of the program Your Most Profitable Quarter Yet. I'm a productivity strategist for entrepreneurs, and hey girl, nice to meet you. But yeah, so I am all about productivity, and that's why I really, really thrive on creating systems for those big things that you want. And so if one of those big things that you want is to literally get everything that you want in 2019, then I'm going to create a system to help you get it. All right. And so if you're joining live, then just say hey and let me know that you're here, because I love to know who I'm hanging out with. And if you're catching the replay, then hey, and give me a little hashtag replay so that I know that you're watching the replay and I know who I'm hanging out with. From now on, I'm going to be here every single Wednesday. So if you want to catch me live on these live videos, then you can do that on Wednesdays. Catch me live on the lives. You can do that on Wednesdays. But let's just jump right into the goodness. I want to break down for you the 5 things that you need to do in order to have anything that you want in 2019. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you all of them here today. But then every single week from now on, I'm going to do a deep dive into every single one of these things. So each one of these things is a key strategy that I think you need to implement into your business if you haven't already, ASAP. And I'm going to give you the broad overview of the strategy right now. And then each week we'll dive deep into that strategy, and I'll give you like all the details and exactly how to make sure that you're doing it the most productive way from this point forward. So the very first thing that I'm going to recommend is to reverse engineer your goal. This is like the most simple but the most effective thing that you can do in order to hit your goal, hit your target. So whatever your goal is, like if it's, you want to grow your list by a certain amount, or if you want to have a specific income goal. So if you want to be having 30K quarters, then I want you to be able to reverse engineer every little detail of what needs to happen in order for you to actually have that 30K quarter, or reverse engineer every single thing that you are going to do in order to have, grow your list by 2,000 people in Q1. Or, maybe you want to grow your list by 10,000 people for all of 2019. I want you to know exactly how to reverse engineer that goal step by step in a way that gives you something that's really, really manageable. So just saying I want to have a 6-figure year is a huge goal, and it's totally, totally doable, trust me. But if you're just sitting there thinking like, how am I going to make 6 figures today? Like that's terrifying. That's like, oh, and it's going to be almost impossible for you to actually accomplish it. So all we got to do is we got to start reverse engineering. What are all of the strategies that you are going to use starting today in order to hit that goal? So if you need to make this much per quarter, how much do you need to make per month? And in order to make that much per month, what are the things that you're going to be doing every single day that are going to lead you to that? Or what types of things are you going to be strategies are you going to be employing every single quarter that will guarantee that you will hit that number? So I'm all about having a goal, but then creating the strategy so that you know that hitting your goal is literally inevitable, because all you're going to be doing is following your plan. So step number 1, for every single thing that you want in 2019, I want you to reverse engineer that goal so that you know exactly what you need to be doing every single day to get you that much closer to the goal. So by the time, you know, this time next year rolls around, you're going to be like, check, check, check. I've literally crossed everything off my New Year's resolutions list. I've crossed everything off my goal list, and we can have like a virtual party back here together at this time next year. Deal. Hey, Natasha, how's it going, girl? I'm so glad that you're here. I feel like we're really keeping up with each other today. So thing number 2 is know how to sell it. So I'm going to go right ahead and assume if you're watching this video, you're an online entrepreneur and you have a specific product or service that you want to sell. If you don't have one and you're hoping to, you know, make it online or make it as an entrepreneur, you need to get one ASAP. And so we can work on that too. But as soon as you have your product or service, I want you to know how to sell it. And I personally love sales. I think it's really, it's like a really intimate experience between you and your ideal client, because you have to know them really, really well in order to sell them anything. And ideally, the easiest way to sell is by you knowing them really well and then creating a product that literally solves all of their problems. And it's like, it's a win-win for everyone, right? Because they're literally having their dreams come true and you are getting compensated in your bank account. And so, yes, you need to have your product, but most importantly, you need to know how to sell it really, really well to your ideal client. And this is a big kind of block that I see so often. I'll meet an entrepreneur and I'll see their product or their program or their service, and it's literally incredible, but they don't know how to talk about it in a way that makes the person that they want to buy it literally fall in love with that program and see how valuable it is, you know, from their perspective. And so this is something that, you know, is obviously talked about a lot in the online space, but I'm going to repeat it because, you know what, it's literally that important. I really don't like to reinvent the wheel if I don't have to. And I want to tell you, step number 2 is you need to understand your brand voice. So who are you as the entrepreneur, as a brand, you or your company? You need to know it. But most importantly, I want you to know your ideal client so, so, so well, whether you've sold you know, 100 of your product or literally 0. I want you to do the research and to understand your client and their specific struggle really intimately. And no, I don't want you to know like, yeah, so my ideal client is 25 and she's a woman and she probably lives in like a city. None of those things matter to me. You know, maybe high level, those are kind of important, but I want to know the nitty gritty. I want to know what she's, you know, thinking about all the time, what she's thinking about if she's Natasha and she's at work right now, you know, but she's all day long daydreaming about getting out of there so that she can start her own business. I want you to know like all of those little tiny details down to the things that are so specific to your ideal client, and that's going to make selling really freaking easy, like super easy. But that's strategy number 2. You need to understand your brand voice, your ideal client, and their specific struggle really intimately. And we'll deep dive into how to do that really simply in a couple weeks. All right, and then step 3, we're going to move on to step 3, which is have a to-do list that does literally all of the heavy lifting for you, because I don't want you to have any distractions. As someone who works on productivity, this is probably the biggest thing that I see all the time, is that people are getting distracted left, right, and center, especially now that we literally have like the coolest stuff on our cell phones all the time. Like literally something more interesting than what's going on in my regular life is happening on my phone all the time. So it's so easy to get distracted. I notice I'll literally pick up, sometimes what I have to do is I'll put my phone literally off, like not even airplane mode. I used to do airplane mode, but I just would work around it. Literally turn my phone all the way off and have it still with me on my desk, and I'll find myself picking up my phone and looking at it like as if I just heard, you know, it vibrate or I heard a notification go off. But the phone is off. Like, we're so addicted to our phones, it's insane. And so what we have to do is we have to find other ways in our like business strategy in order to combat those distractions. And one of the best ways to do that is to have a to-do list that literally does the majority of the heavy lifting for you. And so right now, your to-do list, I want to know how many things are on it. If you're watching the replay and you have your to-do list next to you, or if you're here live, I want to know how many things are on your to-do list right now. And be honest with me. Like, is it like a manageable amount of things? Is it like 4 or 5, or is it a to-do list with literally like 25 things on it? I need to know, because one of the things that I see so often, and I do it myself all the time, is we create these crazy long to-do lists that are literally impossible for us to execute on. Like, impossible to get that much done in a day. So I have a strategy, and I'm going to share it with you in a couple weeks, for exactly how to detox that to-do list, so you know exactly what needs to be on your to-do list in a way that it's going to be actually manageable for you to do every day, and it's going to get you to your goals even quicker. So it seems like having a shorter to-do list would be less effective, you know, like you'd be getting less done every day, but it actually works out to be more effective, and it just feels so much better, because if you have 3 things on your list and you cross off all 3 of those things, like, ooh, that's a good feeling if I have ever felt one before. All right, so Natasha says, don't tell the boss. Okay, fine, I won't. Oh, Tommy's joining our live. I'm going to block him out, though, because what if he distracts you guys? I don't want you to focus on him. Remember, we talked about no distractions. All right, so then let's move on to number 4, and this is a really awesome one because it's something that I never used to enjoy, and now I'm totally nerdy for it, and that is to track your numbers daily. And that's not all of your numbers, just only the important ones. So if you want to actually hit your biggest goals in 2019 and get everything that you want, you need to know which numbers are important to your business, and then you need to track them daily. So I want to know, if you're watching this, do you know which numbers you should actually be tracking in your business? Is it how many followers you have on Instagram? Is it how many page views you're getting on your website? Is it have to do with Pinterest? Is it my conversion rates? Is it my open rates? Do you know which numbers are most important for you in your business? Yes or no? And if you do know, then are you actually tracking those numbers every single day? I want to know the honest truth, because this is something that made a really, really, really massive difference for me in my business. I used to hate numbers. You know, like math when I was in high school was my worst nightmare. Friggin' statistics in university, I had to take it twice. We won't talk about that. I just hate numbers, but somehow, you know, like getting into the numbers of my business has become really, really addictive for me. And now that I track them every single day, it's like a game. And what I notice is that the more I track my numbers, the more effort I put into the more important areas, aka the more money-making areas of my business, and the more my business grows. And so this is really, really key. And I believe it's something that a lot of creative entrepreneurs specifically are neglecting. And that's something I want to change for all of us in 2019, because this whole crew is getting everything that they want in 2019. And one of the ways that we're going to do it is by tracking our numbers every single day. And don't worry, this is literally only going to take you like under 10 minutes. Yeah, it probably won't even take you 10 minutes, but it's going to make the world of a difference in your business. Okay, deal? Deal. And I'll dive more into those numbers in a couple of weeks. So come back for the numbers week if that's something that you feel like you need to like really focus on a little bit more next year. And the last thing that is really, really important if you want to get everything that you want in 2019 is to automate your income. Guys, this is so, so key. I need every single person here to have a sales funnel. I hear so often online, people are like, I did this, I made 6 figures without any complicated sales funnel, or blah, 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 without any sales funnel. And I'm just like, girl, why? why are you working so hard? Like, why? Sales funnels are here to make all of our lives so much easier. They might sound scary. Maybe that's the thing, like funnel, it sounds like this big scary thing. It's not. I need everybody in every business. This is very, you know, in the online world, we talk about funnels like there's some like big, crazy new invention, but every single business has one of these. Every profitable business has their own version of a simple sales strategy. So you need to have one sales strategy in your business, just one. That's it, only one. And you need to focus on just that strategy, tweaking, optimizing that exact sales strategy for the entire year. I know, you're gonna have to focus on one thing, and that's sometimes hard, especially if you're like an idea machine. But I'm gonna show you exactly how you can focus on one simple sales funnel so that you make more money, or sales strategy, if you wanna call it that. But also still be able to implement all of those exciting projects and those crazy ideas that you have. I'm going to show you how to make them work together, because what works best is having one sales strategy and putting all of your attention on that one thing, because I want you to be known for something, first of all, but also the more you focus on one simple strategy, the more you can optimize that thing. And that's just honestly what works. Like, the more you focus on it, the better it's going to get. And the more people who go through it, the better it's going to get. You can tweak it, you can make it even better for those people, and you can really create an experience that's worth something, and that's going to be what makes you money. So if one of the things that you want in 2019 is more money, then I really, really, really believe in automating your income and having one simple sales strategy that does that for you. So yeah, if you don't have a sales funnel yet, I'm actually hosting a webinar on that in a couple weeks, so we'll talk more about that then, but as well as in week 5, where we deep dive into automating your income. So those are the 5 things that I really, really believe that we should all be focusing on in 2019. Those are 5 different strategies, and all of them should be implemented at some point next year. And if you do that, I truly, truly believe you can have anything that you want in 2019. And so we're going to dive into all 5 of those strategies every single week from this week forward. So I'd love to know in the comments which strategy you're most interested to like deep dive in and to learn all about. I'm going to be hosting like a full training on it here on Facebook. So as soon as you, you know, write all of these down, I want you to circle which one you really, really, really want to focus on, and which strategy you think you need to put more effort into in 2019 in order to get everything that you want. All right, well, if you are watching this on the replay, don't forget to leave a hashtag replay, because I really, really want to know who's coming along for this journey with me. And I'm going to share this into my Facebook group after this too, so all of you who are in the group will have first access to it as well. But that being said, I'm going to see you guys this time next week to come back to talk all about how to reverse engineer your biggest goal. So all of that I started talking about there, we're going to deep dive into the strategy of it next week. Danielle says funnels for sure. Oh my God. Okay. Yes. Funnels. That's going to be a really fun one. That's something that I actually love talking about, because it makes my life so much easier. Showed up late, but I'm going to watch the replay. Megan, I love you. All right, guys. Oh, everyone's really excited for sales funnels. Okay, cool. I'm excited for that too then. All right, awesome. Otherwise, we will talk this time next week. I can't wait to catch up with you then.